So Ohio State's lost to Michigan 4 years in a row, 13-10 this time around, as we typically do when we're grading the quarterback. Will Howard, 19 of 33 for 175 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. I'm Steven. That's Andrew. That's Stefan. Stefan, what's your grade for Ohio State's quarterback?
I'd give him an F. It was not a great performance. You know, we talked about it before starting the video. He battled through an injury. And, you know, that's a great story, and it's clear that, you know, he left everything on the field for this team. But turnovers at untimely spots, just poor throws kind of in general. I didn't feel like he utilized his legs enough, and maybe that's not directly to blame on him. There's obviously, you know, plays that are called and coaches' decisions that go into this. Overall, though, this is what we talked about all year, right? The highs were very good, but even in the games against Penn State where we graded him well because you came out victorious, we knew that those turnovers and issues like that could linger. And they did. In the biggest game of the season, they lost again to Michigan, and he was brought in for, you know, that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, right? When everything is just chaotic and everyone's getting tense, you're down 10-3. He leads a big drive, tied the game. Everyone kind of settles down at halftime. Everything feels all right. And the second half, it was just nothing. There was nothing from this offense, and that's a direct correlation of the quarterback's play. So I give him an F, and I'm sure he would probably do the same for himself.
Andrew, are you joining him?
Yeah, you have to. You lost the game. You scored 10 points. He had 2 interceptions. I think there were other factors that Will Howard, I mean, I don't think the play calling was great. That's not a Will Howard's not calling plays. You know, we don't know the kind of check responsibility that Will Howard has. The run game was non-existent. That didn't help Will Howard out. I think that they were too passive in certain situations. But even when they dropped back to throw the ball, I did not think that Will Howard was good enough. I understand he might have been playing through an injury too. I don't care. Like, you lost the game, and this is why you came to Ohio State, and the offense was just not good enough. Stefan said it right. He is the quarterback of an Ohio State team that entered today 10-1 with an offense that was blistering down the stretch. They were really kind of scoring at will on a lot of these teams, and like, we even look at the Penn State game, a game where they scored 20 points, and that was a game that Will Howard handed over 14 points to Penn State because he threw a pick 6 and he fumbled out of the back of the end zone. We were talking about that game, and Will said in that game that could have been 28-3 at halftime, and it wasn't. And today was another one of those days where I kind of felt like Ohio State was just being gifted over and over and over and over. And over and over and over and over again. Michigan was just handing them opportunities to go do something, and the offense didn't get a spark going, and that falls at the feet of the quarterback. And there are other things that we're going to say, that are other problems that happen that we can say this falls at the feet of somebody else, but the offense, I mean, it falls at the feet of the quarterback, has to be an F.
He failed.
Yes.
You get an F. Is it his fault he gets the F? Not completely. I agree.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly and Ryan Day failed Will Howard. Chip Kelly and Ryan Day failed this offense. Chip Kelly and Ryan Day failed this defense, who held the team, who continued, as you just mentioned, give them time after Jack Sawyer, man. What a play. What a play by Jack Sawyer. What a play by Caleb Downs over and over and over and over again. You failed for the 4th year in a row with a team where the last 11 months have been about today, Saturday, November 30th, getting on this field, and you failed. So, yes, you get an F. There is no sugarcoating it. There is no F+. Hey, yeah, kudos to him for fighting his way back onto the field. But then you failed. So you fought your way back onto the field to fail. It's unfortunate. It's not all your fault, but this is a failure.
It's a results-based business, and the result was 0.
It is a failure of a program to lose to a 6-5 Michigan team when everybody thought you and Oregon were on a tier by yourselves. Fs. Steven, Stefan, Andrew, Ohio State loses 13-10 against Michigan. 4th loss in the world. That's a failure.